Morning everyone, so I'm going to do a repotting into this basket here. The plant that I had in it, just balanced in it, was this, which is a Dendrobium. You can see all the new growths coming out on that side. Hopefully you can see them. It's quite awkward filming because I've got to hold on to the tablet while I'm showing you the plant, but there's 4 lovely new growths coming out that side. Right, so it is, I'll tell you what it is. It's a here we go, that's what it is. Hopefully, whoops, you can read that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the tablet back here and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. It's very awkward when it's just one person and you know, you have to try and I am sitting down because I've got quite a bad back lately. I don't know what's wrong with my back. So this is what I'm going to line the basket with. It's called Gutter Guard. I don't know, you know, what else it would be called in other countries, but I'm sure you can get it. It's just a plastic sort of stuff. It comes on a big roll like this, and you line your gutters with it to stop the leaves going in there, but it's really good stuff for doing these baskets. So I'm going to pop it in as best I can. So it's a little bit too wide for the basket, but I'm not going to trim it. Whoops! Oh dear, that didn't work too well. I'm going to have to make sure that I don't move the bang of the table too much. Sorry about that. Oh dear. And push it in as best I can. There we go. So don't be so hard about it, Deb. Just be a bit more. And I'm going to trim it actually. Actually, I might see if I can pull it up a bit more because I'd rather trim one side. And then instead of both, oh, there we go. That's better because it's not. I'm not going to fill it right up to the top of the basket. So there we go. So that's better. Oh dear. So I've had a busy morning so far. Quite a bit done. I've sorted out the orchid house and had a good tidy up in there. Right, so that's good. So I'm going to trim it. So I'm going to try and trim it level with the thing as much as I can. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So that's two sides. So that's the bottom done and the 2 sides. And then the piece that I've trimmed off, I'm hoping it's going to fit that side. Yes, it does. So that fits that side. And I just need another small piece to go on the other side. Best I can. Just a little strip will do. Right there. So that side, there we go. So that's really good, and it stays in really well, so it'll stop all the bits coming out. So put that to one side a minute and bring the mix over. So this is the potting mix or orchid mix. So in here, a great big stone in it, I don't know if that's got in there. So in here I've got 2 sizes of bark. I've got the smaller size and the next size up. I can't tell you. Hang on, I got the bag over here. Right, so I've got 12 to 18 millimetre in here, and then the next size up, which I think is 18 to 20. I've also put some large lumps of pumice in here, which I've managed to find some larger bits of pumice. So I've just mixed all this in together, give it a good mix up best I can. Get out the pine needles and anything else. Piece of plastic, I don't know what that's doing in there. So that's the mix. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to pull my trousers up. Oh dear, this is totally not very professional video, but never mind. I'm going to ease this plant out of the pot and have a look at it. So it's coming out really easily. Now last time I planted this, you see it's starting to break down in the bottom there. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. The last time I planted this one was way back when I first got it, and I think I was actually using some of the old Dalton's mix that we got. So I'll get as much out of here as I can. I do have a metal, just use these scissors, something to just get out as much of the old stuff as I can, because I can see it starting to break down, and we don't want that. I'm going to get out as much as we can in the middle there. So just take your time, try not to bugger up any roots, sorry, mess up any roots. Swore then, didn't I? That was naughty. I do tend to say that word. They say that word a lot out here in New Zealand. So here's my new growths. Can you see them? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to try and plant it at a diagonal so it can grow across the basket. So I'm going to plant it in like that, so it's got this extra room on this side to hopefully spread across the basket. So, you know, I'm not going to try and get every single little bit out because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to muck up the roots too much. And this is a good time to repot your orchids, apparently. It's a good time, spring, they're all starting to start growing and putting on new shoots, new roots, and yeah, I think that'll do. I'm not going to take any more off. I'm not even going to rinse it because these are all going to be getting a good flush soon, and any small parts of broken down compost will go through this basket. It will go through the holes in the bottom, so I'm not too worried about bits and bobs in there. You can see I've got some nice green roots coming here. Can you see those? And here, so the roots are starting to do active growth, so that's really good. So that's that. So I'll stand up for this next bit. So put the plant in the pot, put it there, get my basket. So I'm going to put some of the stuff in the bottom of the basket, a little funnel. If any of the pumice falls through, that's absolutely fine, because that will mean that the big pumice will stay in there, and that's good. It's going to take quite a bit of mix actually, but that's fine. It takes what it takes. So I think that's most of the pumice. So now I'm going to plant it at, like I say, at a diagonal. So I'm going to pop the plant, so the growth is this side. So I'm going to pop the plant in like that, so you can see I've got most of the growth coming this way. So now it's just a case of backfilling. So I'm going to put a bit of stuff down the back there, best I can. And then around, all around the other side. Making sure not to do it too deep, because we, you know, we don't want it getting buried. I want it the same level it was in the pot, just give it good firming in. Turn it round, turn it right at the back here. So I've not done it too deep. I've made sure that it's the same depth as it was before. And give it a good firm in. Now I don't want to damage those new roots too much. So, you know, just be a bit aware of that when you're firming in. But I'm going to give it a good sort of tap, if you like. Falls out, oops, what falls out, which is just the pumice. I should say, in a good sort of hold the plant in a good shake. And I want to say that that's finished. I think that's going to be good in that basket. I just need to fold up the string. Right, damaging anything? Because I'm good at that. I'm really good at damaging things. And there. So I think that looks much better. I'll give it a little bit of a watering in now because it's... Actually, I won't, thinking about it, because I only watered them yesterday, so the roots are fairly hydrated. So I'm just going to leave that one now, let it settle in its basket. Oops, and I'm going to go and get another one. So I'll come back in a minute and I'll do another one on film so you can see it. So here's the other one. Now this one is it's got speciosum in it, crossed with something else. So this is going to be a big plant. And it has grown exceptionally well since I've had it. So I'm just going to fold down the string without damaging anything. Oops, get the plant out without... There we go. So here it is. So I gave it a watering earlier. Get rid of that. So first thing, so this is a really nice looking plant. So as you can see, it's got some lovely roots. Hopefully you can see those coming along here, and there's some there. Now looking at this plant, it's sort of awkward. I'd say that this is the older growths here, because these are the smaller growths. And I know this is the newest growth here, because it's all nice and fresh and new. And this is the growth that it grew last year, this big one here. Although it's obviously not big enough to flower yet, because I can't see anything happening. So I'm going to plant this in on a diagonal. So I'll be planting it so that it's in the pot, in the basket like that. And it's got this space here to grow. Oh, and I can see another new growth coming up as well. Just here. You see that one? Just in there. So let's prepare the basket first. So let's get a length of... where's my scissors? There we go. So get a rough... So what I usually do to measure it out, I'll measure it roughly on the outside, like that, and bring it up to, oops, like that. So it's about there. So let's cut that. So that's that. So let's try it in the basket. So just put it up one end first. Put it in nice and neat. It's a little bit fiddly, but you know, just it does sort of ply about a bit. Probably helps if you've got a nice warm day to do this, or be in a nice warm house. Looks like I've cut it too big, so that's okay, no problem. We'll just trim it off. And that trimmed bit will do one of the sides, so that's good. So we'll just trim it here before we go any further. It's quite good how you trim this, because you've got the crisscross. You can sort of get a decent straight line by using the crisscross as a measure. So there we go. So that's one side done. Pull that up a bit. Like I say, it's just a little bit fiddly. You know, persevere. You'll get there. There we go. So that's one side done. This bit will be fine for that side, and then I'll just cut another strip for the other side. No precise measurement, it's just, you know, it's just to stop actually the bark probably won't fall out of this basket because it's quite tight. You know, the slats are quite tight, but I might well lose quite a bit of the pumice, which is fine. Right, so that's all lined and done, easy enough. I've got actually 4 of these to do. I've got a bigger one and these 2 small ones. So I'll just do this one last one, just to give you some idea of how we do it, or how I do it. Right, so now it's a case of getting the plant out. Very easy again, because like I say, I watered these yesterday. So I'll clean that pot up later. Just remove, oh, this one's hardly moved at all in its pot, but it's got some beautiful new growths. So let's just pop some of this out as best we can. Anything that's stuck to the new growths, I am not going to try and get off, because, you know, you want those new, sorry, the new roots rather than new growths. I might just sort of prise out some of the roots, because they just seem to be going round and round in circles, but we've got some, that's a classic there of a new shoot with just the new roots popping out, so that's quite good. So I'm not going to, it's quite empty in the middle here, so let's give it a good old poke about, see if we can, I'd like to sort of spread these roots out a bit, but I'm not too, you know, I'm not going to stress over it too much, because the plant is such a good specimen and it's done so well for me. I really don't want to, you know, upset it too much. So, just use this to get them out, as much as I can. It's actually mostly roots up there. So I think what I'll do is, when I put it back in, I will stuff the centre here with some fresh stuff, fresh bark, and hopefully that'll help it. Whoops, careful of the growths. Right, so let's stand up for this next section. So get rid of that. Pop some stuff in the bottom. Actually, put it over. Sorry, let's clear the decks. Get the work done. This is a lovely potting bench my husband's given me, actually. It was actually a potting bench that he made, and we had it stored in the shed for quite a while, because he didn't use it that much. So right, so that's that. Push it down. Hang on a minute. Oh God, I don't know what's the matter with my back lately. It's really sore, to the point I'm having to take pain relievers. So, sorry, I just got to rearrange. It's shifted, so there we go. That's all in. Right, so let's work out which way we're going. So that's the old growth, this is the new growth. Now I'm actually going to stuff some of this in the middle here, the fresh stuff, as much as I can. And then hold it in, put it in the basket, there we go. So now I'm going to lift it up, down that end, and back still. So let's get some stuff in the back, stuff on the sides, on the other side. Plenty in there. Plenty in there. Back. Right, firm it down a little bit. Twist it around a bit. There we go. Firm it down. Chop it up. Again, let's look at the back. So in the back here we got a little bit of movement. Let's just put them around there. So it's a little bit fiddly, as you can see, but I think once they're planted in this basket, they are going to really like it in there. I can hang them up and they can hopefully get plenty of air around them. I've got one that I'd done back a while ago now, last year when I got the basket. It's actually got roots, coming out through. So that's another thing. This gutter guard is big enough for the roots to come through. So if they want to come through onto the outside of the basket, they can. So it's no big deal about that pumice falling out. It really don't bother me. Slam it in as best I can. Got a little root sticking out there. That's okay. We'll just put a little bit of stuff on there. Seems like no matter how much you put in here, you always need more. Right, so let's move my chair. The leaves are very stiff. We don't want to snap them. There we go. So there's one or two roots that are sticking up. I'll just push them down. Put a little bit more stuff on them. There you go. I don't want to put too much. I think that's good. I think it'll find its own way. And we've got the new growth at this side, which is more space for it. And hopefully that will do really well. So there you go. So thanks for watching. Please like or dislike and subscribe. And I'll catch you later. I hope you enjoyed my potting video, because I don't do them very often because it's such a bit of a fuss to set it. Well, not set it all up, but it's difficult when you're only one-handed and you can't hold the camera and you have to set it up. But I do enjoy doing these videos. So if you want me to do more, then please say so in the comments. I'm happy to do more. And yeah, so I'll catch you later. Bye for now.